Hello, how are we? Welcome back to the channel Up the Reds TV with me, Andy. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. This one is the Wolves Liverpool Premier League game that is going to be played tomorrow night. I say the Premier League game because we play Wolves twice this week. We will be going back down to Molineux on Friday to play them in the fifth round of the FA Cup. So, okay, let's have a look at the league form of Wolves. Okay, last four fixtures, as I do. They drew away to Forest 0-0. At home, they played Arsenal and they drew 2-2 after being 2-0 down. Away at Crystal Palace, they lost 1-0, and at home to Aston Villa, they won 2-0. So played 4, won 1, drawn 2, lost 1, scored 4 goals, conceded 3. So, but the home form, they've played 15, they've won 2, drawn 3, lost 10. They've only scored 15 goals at home and they have conceded 30 goals. So averaging more than two goals conceded in there, and they're on minus 15 in the goal difference. So overall standings, we know where they are, the bottom of the pile. So played 29, won 2, drawn 7, lost 20. They've scored 20 goals and conceded 51, minus 31, and they've only got 13 points in the Premier League. As I say, they prop up the Premier League table, and they will be relegated before the season finishes, I would imagine. So look, Rob Edwards, he tried something different against Forest and Arsenal, and he seemed to have got some results from Arsenal and Aston Villa, and he seemed to have got some positive results. He went very narrow in the middle of the park against Arsenal. They were 2-0 down and they clawed it back to 2-2. With Aston Villa, they won the game 2-0. I watched the highlights of that game, and they scored two goals, but they only had 2 shots on target, and both of them went in. And obviously, the second goal was deep into injury time. Aston Villa had chances. They should have been out of sight in that game, but for whatever reason, they didn't take the chances, and the game went away from them. So Armstrong needs to have a look at that type of play that they were doing in the middle of the park. Reason I say that is that we were exposed in the first half against Nottingham Forest. The way that they easily went through, they carved us with a knife through our midfield. And do you know what? In the West Ham game this weekend, I alluded to it in my post-match, West Ham were having the moments, they were getting through our midfield because it was nowhere to be seen. So we don't really want that to be happening in this game. So yeah, let's have a look at Liverpool's last 4, shall we? But obviously we lost 2-1 at home against Man City, and we won 1-0 away at Sunderland, which was a good win. We won 1-0 away at Forest, which was a indifferent display. And then we won 5-2 at home against West Ham. So played 4, won 3, drawn none, lost 1, scored 8 goals and conceded 4. So look, we're only 3 points off 4th place, which Villa currently occupy. But however, we beat Wolves, and we should beat Wolves, and we go above Aston Villa into 4th. They have a +8 goal difference with all their strikers that they've had this season and sold, and we have a +10. goal difference. So any victory that gets us the 3 points will go above Villa, and Villa play at home on Wednesday to Chelsea. So we're 3 points in front of Chelsea, so Chelsea will be wanting to go to Villa and getting some results from that fixture, and we want to keep Villa at bay. So, as I said, just like the West Ham game, the Reds need to be scoring first, and possibly first in the first half. I don't think Wolves have scored in the first half. I might be wrong in that, in any of the games, and hopefully we can get a second just as quickly, but then we need to turn it on in the second half and take the game away from Wolves, because you know what it was like at Anfield back in December. We were 2-0, it wasn't comfortable, and then for some reason we allowed Wolves back in, and the game finished 2-1 to the Reds. So yeah, I just want us to get the 3 points. I don't want this to be a scrappy encounter. Honestly, I don't. It's a massive pitch, is the Wolves pitch. I want to be seeing our wingers utilising, our wide players utilising that pitch and getting behind Wolves as quick as we can. And yeah, let's go in there. Let's get the 3 points and let's get back on that coach and get preparing for Friday's game. Now, the Wolves players know that they're going to get relegated at the end of the season. Some of them will be playing for their contracts. Others will be putting in shifts now for their agents to find new clubs for them. And, a scout like Liverpool will impress certain clubs who are looking at players. So yeah, we just need to make sure we are on it from the first whistle. And I think Wolves might concentrate on the FA Cup game on Friday, because at the end of the day, they might be going down, but there's silverware to be won at the end of the season. And Rob Edwards might just be thinking, well, if I'm going to get them relegated, give me a chance to get them to the final at Wembley, and that being the FA Cup. So yeah, Onslaught's press conference, he mentioned a lot of stuff in there, some good questions that were asked and about time by some journalists. Obviously, the first one is that Florian Wirtz is not going to be with Wolves this week. Look, we play Galatasaray next week. I'm not too concerned if he's not even fit for the Galatasaray game away. Yes, he's been our star player recently and he's come up to speed now. But with back injuries, we just need to take care of them, because we've had players in the past, Curtis Jones and others, that have had little niggles and they've been off for ages. I mean, Dans, do you remember him? Jayden Dans, he's had a muscle injury and it was a back injury and it's took him ages to come back, but I'd put his down to possibly growing pains because he's only a young lad. So yeah, he said he's hoping that Wirtz is back next week. As I said, I'm not too bothered if he's not available for the Galatasaray game. Go out there and get some sort of result. We've got the return leg. Let's get him fit for me for the Tottenham game at home. So and was it that we play after the crappy international break? Is it Brighton at some stupid old time, or is that before the international break? After the return leg of the Champions League. So yeah. Yeah, he was asked about Cody Gakpo. Did that goal give him some confidence? And he said, "Look, he's noticed that he's done some things that didn't he didn't expect him to do, and that's not good things, by the way." He's on about his decision making hasn't been the best. So I've been saying this for a while with him. He has no competition for his position. Rio Ungamoa is not competition for him. He scored 17 goals, I think, last season, but so did Luis Diaz. But do you know what? The pair of them, he knew if he was starting a game, he knew Diaz was on the bench ready, and Diaz is was a far better player than Cody Gakpo. And obviously, he signed that new contract, didn't he, to keep him at the club. But we'll have to wait and see at the end of the season, see what happens with him. Will he stay or will the club cash in? And if they do cash in, we'll need at least two on the left hand side at the top end of the pitch. So yeah, the question was asked about the red card at United's game against Palace, which was a bit similar, or not too similar, to Mark Gay taking out Salah, and there was nothing done with that decision. And yet, Kavanagh thought that after a VAR, that it was a goal-scoring chance. I don't understand this goal-scoring chance. Why are you saying on a one-on-one now, with the way the keepers train, that it is definitely 100% a goal-scoring chance? I don't think it was. Was it a foul? I thought Cunha made most of it. The dark arts, and the decision was it was last man, goal scoring opportunity, and a red card, and the game was won by United there and then because of what the referee deemed it to be. And so obviously Slot went on a bit of a rant with that, and about the similarities, and he said, look, if it happens in a Liverpool game and it happens in another game, you're going to get different consequences, and he was proven right in that. I normally pick the team, what my team would be, but I think it'll be the same team that started against West Ham. Joey did all right at right back for 60 odd minutes. We've got Jeremy Frimpong. We don't need to rush him back, do we? But we saw what he did when he did come on. He was really effective, and so we've got him to come off the bench. There's talk about Robbo might be starting at left back because people are saying that Kirkes looked absolutely knackered. I don't think he looked knackered at all. I think that's just the way it is. He always puts in a shift, and at the end when he came off, he was huffing and blowing, but he put in a great shift, and he had a really good game. So yeah, all in all, it'll be the same team. Maybe he might, like I say, might bring Robbo in, but I wouldn't bring Robbo in. I'd like to see us bring the subs on early, and I'd like us to we've never dominated a game from start to finish this season. In fact, we haven't done that for a very long time, since we won the league back in March. So yeah, and let's hope we do come away with the 3 points, because we don't want to not carry on this momentum. Finally, obviously, the sad passing of Diogo Jota before the season started, and he obviously played for both clubs, didn't he? So I'm not so sure if Wolves will be doing some kind of a tribute for him. Hopefully they will do, and let's see if certainly the away fans will be singing on 20 minutes when his number comes on. So let's hope it's a nice bit of an occasion for it before the game starts. Right, I'll do a post-match. It'll be out on Wednesday, around about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, somewhere like that. And hopefully the fallout is that we get the 3 points and we jump into fourth place. We'll be 6 clear of Chelsea, 3 clear of Villa, and we're not too far behind Man United up front. Okay, like this video, please share it, please subscribe to the channel. I would absolutely appreciate if you would do that. And as I say, I'll do the post-match. It'll be out on Wednesday, and I'll speak to you guys then. Enjoy your Monday evening. Up the Reds.